Luke, did you feel like you needed clarity position-wise before the school, or the school before the position?
School before the position. I'm good with playing all 5 positions on the line. I just want to get on the field as fast as I can.
What about offense, defense?
Offense for sure. Yeah. What really sold it was when Coach Ellison went to the team up north. That was the only school I was really looking at D-line, and that kind of had a weight off my shoulders after that, and then I knew I was going to play offensive line for sure.
Do you prefer to play offense? Like personally, do you enjoy that more than defense?
I enjoyed defense at first, but not like after this past year, my first year, I've never had as much fun on the football field playing offensive line.
Obviously, that being your first year playing that full time,
yeah.
What do you think that you learned, or how you grew in that time?
I learned a lot. I still have so much to learn, though. I've been in breakdown films with a couple coaches, and they've shown me what I've done great, what I've done what I need to work on. And one thing I need to work on is definitely pad level. Like I said, technique is a huge part of the offensive line, and I have so much to learn still.
What did playing defensive line do? How did that help you be a better offensive line?
Yeah, I played defensive line 7th through 10th, not even still now. I know a lot of their moves and what's coming, so when I break down someone's film, watch my opponent, I'm able to see what their favorite moves are and expect that before they even do it.
Will you continue to play both sides next year too?
Yeah, yes, sir. I'll play both for sure. My last year.
What did you learn about, I guess, like the business of college football when you're getting recruited by Notre Dame, position coach leaves, you get recruited by Ohio State, position coach leaves, Notre Dame gets a new head coach, there's a lot of change.
They do what's best for their families, and that's totally fine because I would do the same. I honestly, one of the big things for me wanting to commit now was where would I be happy at, whether Coach Day was to somehow leave or Coach Fry was to leave. I still think Ohio State would be a great spot. I love it there. And if I was a normal student, I think I'd go there out of any school.
Some players commit and then visits start. I heard you say earlier that that's not you, though, right? What's the situation in terms of visits?
Yeah, I'm done with visits for sure. I'm shutting that down. I'll only be in Columbus. I think that's kind of disrespectful, to be honest with you. If you committed somewhere, you committed somewhere, and I'll be like that for sure. And the only reason I would is if something crazy were to happen, which I know won't. So I will be just going strictly to Columbus and back.
How did you mentioned the conversation between your parents about making the decision and wanting to what was that conversation like with you and Ryan?
Yeah, and it was awesome. So I had actually texted him the day prior, wanted to call him the next morning, and he told me to call him at night. He didn't really understand why. So I was like midday at school, and my Coach Adams, my coach, he got a text from Coach Day saying, "Can we talk?" And he texted me that, and he had asked if Coach Day had known where I was going yet, and I said no. So just keep it between us two. I don't know how that went. You have to ask my coach, but that night I got on the phone with him, and at first he had told me he had not ate any solid foods that whole day, so he was I think he was a little scared, a little nervous on what I was going to do initially, but once I made that commitment, he was screaming, he was happy, he was really excited to get this thing rolling.
What about your brother?
Yeah, Ryan, I think our personalities are completely different. He does his thing, I do my thing. I think when I told him, he gave me a smile and said, he's kind of like, I kind of knew you were going to go there. I was like, yeah. But he was super excited. Like I said, one thing I'll say is our QB recruiting-wise is completely different than any other position. Like I said, our personalities are different. So obviously I'll recruit him, but at the end of the day, where he wants to go is I'll be happy for him, even if it's a team up north, unfortunately.
Well, along those lines, you obviously have you and Josh Padilla in the class. Who are your next targets, to kind of help you in that class?
Chase Pizontis, Peyton Kirkland, Austin Severfield. I'm actually so funny. I don't know if you guys knew this. I texted Josh a couple weeks ago. We set a scrimmage up, so we'll be playing them this summer. Wayne versus us, so we'll be traveling to Dayton. He's one of my best friends, to be honest with you. Our families are really close. I've seen him every time I've gone up to Ohio State. He only lives an hour and a half away too, so we'll definitely begin working in the summer.
What does it mean? You have CJ Hicks, Dave Powers, like these guys that have kind of taken initiative in terms of leading the recruitment of the country. I mean, what did you see from those guys? What did you learn? And you're like, that can be me in 2020.
Yeah, I think something that helped me with that is just being around them. I got really close to them really fast. Obviously, I went to all the visits. CJ was there every time. I got to know Jack in a small world because my cousins actually lived in Columbus, and now my cousin plays at Creighton, and they moved to Memphis. So we've known that they've known Jack Explorers family for a long time, and obviously that helps. And I'm super close with all of them. But I'd say the closest person one of the closest people I'm with is Paris Johnson, just because our families are super close. Our moms are, and my dad plays with his dad, obviously. So I talk to him all the time. I hang out with him when I go to Ohio State all the time as well, and he was a big factor in this decision for sure.
Name, image, likeness is now part of the equation. You're an in-state guy. You're not far away from Columbus. I mean, how much did you think about that in the process?
Actually, that was just a bonus, to be honest with you. I know a lot of kids are starting to look at that a lot more. NIL might be most of their decision on where they want to go, but I still think academics are more important, and that stuff, if it comes, it comes. But as an O-lineman, I'm not very sure if that if NIL will really affect me as much like other positions. So,
how did you build a connection so quickly with Coach Fry? Did you know him at all before?
I did not, actually. He had texted me the day he got the job, and what was just different is I feel like our personalities are pretty close to similar, and that's right off the bat. Our first impression to each other were like that. And I was super excited and eager to get to Ohio State and see him in person, and spent the whole day with him there. And myself, and after that, I really thought to myself that I want to commit. It took me a couple of weeks, and I finally went to my parents and told them that I was going to be a Buckeye.
When you watched film with him, what did he like about you, and then what did you like about how he kind of thought?
Yeah, he had a lot of enthusiasm just during film, which I knew if that was his film side, then I know his on-field side is going to be crazy. One thing that he told me I do well is obviously footwork. When he came to my basketball game, he was always raving about how I was flipping my hips on defense and stuff like that. And initially, I think he told me the inner of the line would be where my spot's at. But now, after seeing my footwork, he thinks I could apply on the outside, and that's where he's going to start me at.
How important, or has he expressed to you how important he feels like you guys, now, Josh, and getting Austin, like 3 guys from Ohio is sort of like the base of this class? Can you talk about that?
They plan on taking 4. Austin definitely the next one. I want Malik, obviously the in-state kids need to stay here. I know that if we get those 2, then sky's the limit for sure.
4 offensive linemen.
Yeah, 4 offensive linemen. So we'll go after Peyton or Chase, I think, as well. Peyton Kirkland or Chase Pizontis, and get one of those kids hopefully, and they'll start something pretty big here, I feel like.
Can you give a scouting report of yourself, like what kind of player Ohio State is getting?
Yeah, I'm finishing you to the ground. I'm not going to stop, even if I tabletop you. Yeah. Like I said, I'm pretty nice off the field, but on the field I'm a completely different animal. Don't mess with me. I'm super energetic, probably a little too energetic to be honest with you. But yeah, it's just super exciting. When I get on the field, I just change.
You had mentioned, obviously, when Elston left Notre Dame.
Yeah.
When Elston left Notre Dame, that was a big deal to you, and you kind of eliminated them at that point. Why wasn't Ohio State, the coaches changing and that kind of stuff? What was different in that situation?
Yeah, honestly, I knew Coach Day was going to find the right people. That's who I really contacted with, him and Coach Wilson at the time. Coach Stud, I love him so much. I'm still in really good contact with him still. He was the one who offered me, and I'll always remember that, at Ohio State. And I'm hoping he finds a job soon. But yeah, to be honest with you, I think it was just Coach Day and Coach Wilson who I was really stuck with at that time.
Was Kennedy Cook involved at all? Yeah. I know he doesn't really get discussed that much.
I talked to him yesterday. So he's trying to find a job as well. I talked to him a lot, and yeah, he's also great.
Awesome. Appreciate it.
Yeah.